With all the news pouring in over the past few months, Phase 4 could be shaping up to be the most exciting era of the MCU so far. And with what we know, the new main villain could be a good one. Welcome watchers of the Marvel Multiverse. This is the new voice of the Marvelous Wave. Let us observe all that occurs. A couple months ago, it was reported that King the Conqueror will be appearing as a villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And we theorized that he could be the possible villain for Phase 4. King will be portrayed by Jonathan Majors, star of HBO's Lovecraft Country. But just who is Kang? How will he fit into the MCU? And what makes him a good choice as the possible future antagonist of the Avengers? First off, who is Kang the Conqueror? To start, he was born Nathaniel Richards in the 31st century, in an alternate timeline known as Other Earth or Earth 6311. In terms of the MCU, this is interesting for three reasons. First, because he could be a descendant of Reed Richards, or he could be a descendant of Dr. Doom. Fantastic Four being released mid-2022, we will finally see Reed Richards, Susan Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm in the MCU. With the appearance of the Fantastic Four, there is a possibility we will also see Victor Von Doom as well, as he is their primary rival. In the comics, it was never confirmed, but there has always been some speculation as to who Kang is a descendant of, whether it is Reed or Victor Von Doom. But with the last name Richards, the relation to Dr. Doom has always been speculated to be more of a deception than anything else. Second, with the recent discovery of time travel in Avengers Endgame, and the quantum realm being the foundation of that discovery, it provides the future Kang with the resources to use time travel. The reason this works so well is because Kang himself uses his suit or his armor to time travel, which means he may have improved upon the technology created by Tony Stark and Bruce Banner. And since Kang has had issues time traveling in the comics, overshooting his time by 1,000 years, perhaps he's had issues in the MCU as well, getting stuck in the quantum realm. For those who watched closely in Ant-Man and the Wasp, you may remember a domed city inside the quantum realm. It can be cited briefly when Hank Pym goes to find his wife Janet Van Dyne, who had been stuck in the quantum realm for years. Perhaps this is where we will meet Kang. Maybe as he himself might have gotten stuck in the quantum realm, he decided to live up to his name and conquer beings that he found there. Could it be that as Ant-Man and the Wasp explore the quantum realm, they find Kang and this city he may have conquered? And if Kang is in the quantum realm, is there a possibility that Janet knows about him and has said nothing? The third thing about Kang is that he is almost never from the main Marvel universe. So I believe with the current events going on in WandaVision and the news surrounding Doctor Strange and Spider-Man 3, Kang may be from a completely different universe altogether. There have always been many versions of Kang, some of them even being heroes like Iron Lad. And with the doors of the multiverse opening up, this gives us an opportunity to see Kang come from a different universe. As for Kang the Conqueror's motivations for coming into the MCU and seeking power, it may not be that complicated. Because there have been so many iterations of Kang over the years, has free range to shape and change his origin story. With the possible inclusion of mutants into the MCU, I think one of the most interesting storylines that we could see come out of Kang involves when he goes back to ancient Egypt and poses as the pharaoh Rama-Tut, but is really searching for the mutant En-Sabah-Nur, or Apocalypse. I think this would be a great arc to bring the X-Men and the Avengers together. With an alliance between Kang and Apocalypse, it would be great to see an opposing alliance with Avengers and X-Men. And with such an alliance, it could be possibly more exciting and even bigger than the Avengers assembling an Endgame. And with the House of M seemingly influencing WandaVision, perhaps Uncanny Avengers will influence the rest of Phase 4 and possibly Phase 5. Whatever version of Kang ends up in the MCU and whoever ends up fighting him, it will not be easy. As a possible descendant of Reed Richards, he has a lot of interest in science and history and learning all he can. He is a genius, but this is only a small part of why he could be such a challenging villain for the Avengers. Kang's iconic purple and green armor is where a lot of his physical prowess comes from. As mentioned before, it is used as a tool for time travel, but it also does so much more. As a normal human with high intelligence, the armor protects Kang and gives him strength many times over. It has anti-grav capabilities, communication screens to keep track of his teams and bases, and a survival system for emergencies. The suit also contains advanced weapons capabilities such as an extremely powerful concussive blast from his fingertips, an ability to crack his knuckles and summon weapons from across the time stream, and a large electric shock that is activated when he flexes his muscles. But the biggest thing that may come into play is the armor's nanotech ability to transfer Kang's consciousness into a new body if he dies or is defeated. This may leave an opening for the end credits scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp, where if he is defeated, it doesn't mean that he is gone. So whoever ends up fighting Kang is going to have their work cut out for them unless they separate him from his armor. With Kang the Conqueror's history in Marvel Comics, I think it would be a waste to use him once and then throw him away. And with how powerful and ambitious he is, I could see him stepping up to take over not just the MCU, but all the universes and times that may be opening up. Would you like to see the Avengers and possibly the X-Men take on Kang? What do you think Kang's plans are for the MCU? And where do you think Kang may have come from? Please let us know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button to assemble and join our team, and have a great day.